Hey guys, this is Young Ninja from Podcast Central, or The Ninja Show, Young Ninja Show on Facebook. And we're coming at you live with another Food Fighting Food podcast.
This is Jesse here, too, co-hosting with Young Ninja, Food Fighting Food, back for another intense, epic battle. We'll see what happens. We're back, bringing the heat.
Hey, so my food this time is a chicken pot pie. And Jesse, what's your food?
My food is a bushel of apples.
So, to start...
Granny Smith apples.
Boo. So, to start this podcast off, I would like to interview a rotten pumpkin to see what he thinks.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting battle, but I think it'll come down to the wire. I think that the bushel of apples is gonna lay the smackdown on the other guy.
Mr. Rotten Pumpkin, why are you not in this battle today?
I'm too old for this. It's past my time.
Alright, so I guess we'll start the battle with a ding now. Alright, to start this off, I think the chicken pot pie is key to winning this because it's got all that nutrients in the vegetables within the chicken pot pie. It's got the peas, it's got the potatoes, it's got the chicken, it's got the crust, it's got... you bake it in the oven for a good hour or so, and it's gonna just stomp all over those apples and make apple cider out of those apples.
I don't know about that. The health aspect of that you just pointed out, I just can't say I agree with. You throw those vegetables in the oven, and the heat is just gonna destroy all those beneficial enzymes. And you think a chicken pot pie is healthy, but it's just filled with nonsense. That bushel of apples is just as natural as it gets. It's gonna take the cake.
Well, in my opinion, the chicken pot pie, all it has to do is use the pot that it's in to smush the apples.
Oh, wow. I don't know if that may be cheating right there. I don't know. But even if that was cheating, I don't know if they are capable of taking on an entire bushel of apples, which is likely to be much, much heavier and to outnumber the chicken pot pie in the pot by quite a bit. So they could flank them, they could drop on them, and they'd take out the pot pie from all angles, and it would be a done deal.
All right. Well, I think at this point in the podcast, we need to interview another food. So, Jesse, you want to interview this food?
Sure, I would love to.
All right, ask a question.
All right, so we got a stale apple here, and we're wondering, Stale Apple, how do you feel about this match right now? What are your thoughts on the matchup?
Yeah, I think the chicken pot pie is key to win this. I mean, my cousins are in the bushel of apple, but I am just stale. I'm the stalest apple ever, and I just don't think that my cousins here can defeat a chicken pot pie. I mean, they're just weak compared to a chicken pot pie. I mean, I'm stale. Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting interview. Thank you, Stale Apple. We appreciate your input. Thank you for coming on.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Stale Apple, for being on the podcast. Now, I agree with Stale Apple here that the chicken pot pie is just massive, and it will annihilate that bushel of apples with huge attacks. And in this food arena that we have here, on Podcast Central, in the Food Dome, literally, we got crowds of foods in the stands just listening to us banter as we watch this fight go on. And I don't know, right now I'm rooting for the chicken pot pie.
Well, I think that stale apple is just a little bitter that he went stale, and that's why he's not rooting for his fellow cousin apples. So I think that's just what that is, and that's fine. But back to my point, the bushel of apples is going to drop down. It's going to rain down on that chicken pot pie and destroy it piece by piece by dropping those apples right on top of the pie and smushing it, crushing it, and dissolving it into a big mess of pie that is disoriented and not able to keep it together.
In my opinion, the chicken pot pie.
Got off the stage.
The chicken pot pie, it would annihilate the apples. I mean, yes, the apples could drop into the chicken pot pie, but the chicken pot pie is just endless in how powerful and the possibilities the chicken pot pie has at its disposal. I mean, you've got more than just potatoes and peas and chicken and crust. You've also got the broth sometimes get cooked into the chicken pot pie. And you've also got the different seasonings that you add to chicken pot pie. This is just one massive pie of ingredients.
It's got a bunch of weak components to the whole character that is the pie, whereas an apple is strong in that it is in its natural form, whole, strong, and unlike the pie, it is how it should be, and that is why it will win.
So
and let me get one more point across. Those apples could also come together and squish themselves to make cider and drop that cider right onto that pie and make it all soggy and weak, and then they could drop on it, and that would be the finishing knockout punch right there. So it's gonna go down that way. I have no doubt that chicken pot pie is going down.
So we have Shiv Boyardee on the phone right now. And so, Chef Boyardee, how do you think the fight is going?
Well, I think, because I'm the mob boss here, I think that the bushel of apples, I agree with Jesse here that the bushel of apples definitely can make themselves into cider and just mash up that chicken pot pie. They can sog it up and everything, although bushel of apples, if they win this and they make a soggy chicken pot pie, I would gladly make a new type of Chef Boyardee's original recipe out of that chicken pot pie and those apples. I mean, Young Ninja, I'm surprised you're rooting for a chicken pot pie.
Well, Chef Boyardee, I'm surprised you're rooting for the bushel of apples. I mean, I'm very surprised. In fact, I'm shocked because the bushel of apples are just one ingredient. I mean, they're just one ingredient. How could you root for that? Chef Boyardee, I mean, talk to me. What's your reasoning behind this?
Well, my reasoning behind rooting for the bushel of apples is I just want to see the outcome, and I want to maybe make a new soup out of all of this stuff. And I'm going to give credit to Jesse here. He has got a very good argument, and I wish him best of luck. I've got a meeting now with my board of directors, and it was good being on this podcast with all of you, and I'll probably talk to you guys in the next podcast, but if I can't make it, then
because I'm also running from the law here. I mean, the pots and pans police and the kitchen and appliances, the FBI of kitchen and appliances and pots and pans are out for me because I've been illegally capturing wild food and forcing the fight. So, I mean, if you guys know anywhere I can hide, that would be nice. But for now, I gotta sign out, and I'll see you guys next progress maybe, if I'm not in jail by then. And I'll pass it back on to Jesse.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Chef Boyardee for the support out there. That means a lot. Yeah, back to the battle. I think Chef Boyardee is right. It may have its jabs, left hooks, and right uppercuts, but at the end of the day, I just think, in fact, I would even venture as far as to say that I know that the bushel of apples is just too powerful. It's got a team of apples. It's heavy. It's compact. It's pure. It's in its natural form. And it's got a team. And the team is always stronger than the individual. And you may say that the chicken pot pie has individual ingredients or collective ingredients in it, but small amounts of subpar ingredients going into a nasty old chicken pot pie is not strong enough or vital enough to take on the strength and vitality of an entire bushel of barrels. It's a no-brainer, and that's why I think that the bushel of barrels. That's why I know that the bushel of barrels is going to lay the smackdown and really just end it strong.
All right. Well, I guess we can interview Colonel Sanders at this point. I mean, Colonel Sanders, how do you feel about this?
Colonel Sanders here, and thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. This is an intense battle right here that we got, and I'd like to quick point out that Kentucky Fried Chicken is now on sale for 3 chicken strips for $2.99, but that's besides the point. Back to the battle. This is a close one, but I do think that chicken pot pie is got the edge here. Not only that, but we also have chicken pot pies at KFC. But that chicken pot pie is strong. It's whole. It's wholesome. It's Southern comfort food, and it's that Southern comfort is what's gonna make it win. And apples don't do anybody any good. Apples aren't healthy. Kentucky Fried Chicken and chicken pot pies are what's gonna help the people because they're strong. So I think that chicken pot pie's got this in the bag. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Colonel Sanders. I guess I'll bring it right back into the fight. All right, we also have a special guest here. His name is Bane, straight from the Dark Knight series.
Yep.
Let's have Jesse interview Bane, and let's see what Bane's thoughts are.
Bane, thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you. I'm a little intimidated by you. Please don't hurt me. Thank you for coming on. What are your thoughts on the current battle? Who do you think is going to take this?
Well, I think that the chicken pot pie is going to win because the chicken pot pie is my favorite supper to eat.